Alright guys, just got to the place where I parked and had to pee. Was thinking whip the old Johnson out, start peeing, and I see a deer looking right at me. Then one deer turned into two deer. Two deer turned into three. Come to find out there was 3 freaking does. But anyway, that's a good sign. At least they're at least I spooked 3 of them. One to the spot. Just bumped 2 spikes. They ran about 50 yards in front of me. By the time I got the GoPro on, I can still hear them. They're right over in this direction. It's so quiet and it's so crunchy. Sounds like these deer are going down the hill, which is fine, but like I can still hear them. It almost sounds like they're trying to do a circle. That's crazy. But I don't think I'm going to be able to get as close to that bedding area as I want. It's too quiet, dude, and I don't want to spook everything out. So I always have a plan B. I just got to think about my plan B right now. That's all. Because I don't necessarily know if it's the right plan B. But I think I'm going to set right up on this contour line. There's a heavy trail. You might catch one coming to the food. You might not. But I just got to be low and slow. Low and slow. There's this huge blowdown. I mean huge. It goes almost all the way, I don't know, maybe 50, 60 yards up the hill. I'm going to try to use that as my advantage, but in a different way. Knowing that this blowdown is here, I think I'm going to go about 75 yards down this ravine, because that's where the ravine starts to incline. I want to try to get in between that fat line, what I call it, and the elevation, where the elevation starts. I think the bucks are going to be traveling that fat line. We'll see. Now, if I can get down there quietly is the question. Alright, so I'm finally set up at my spot. It's about 5:30. Got about maybe close to 2 hours left of daylight. Seen 5 deer total coming in. The 3 does and 2 spikes. I didn't necessarily make it to where I want it to be. I want it to be a little bit farther down this hill, but there's no wind at all, and it's very crunchy. So I decided to set up. I have a thicket to my left, which can be used as a funnel. And then I also have that down log about 100 yards up this ravine. I'm hoping that the deer either come in front of me and start working up this ravine, or come about 25 yards behind me and work up the ravine and hit the transition of this thicket over here to my left. Either way, it's perfect conditions. No wind. Thermals are just going to be dropping. Probably down in the ravine, so I'm going to have to make it quick or they might smell me. But hey, if you're expecting perfect conditions in Maryland, you'll be home a lot because there's never perfect conditions in hill country. Well, unless something happens within the next 5 minutes, it looks like it's going to be another sit, no deer. Alright guys, so it's October 5th. It's about 12 o'clock. I had my alarm clock set for 5 and woke up at 7 just to realize that I had it set on weekdays only. Well, it's Sunday, so it didn't go off. So here we are. It's 12 o'clock. Rather than sitting around in the house watching football, I figured I'd just take a couple hours and maybe go out and scout. I've never scouted this particular area, and it's going to be about a 2-mile, maybe a 3-mile trek, I guess you could call it. But you know, I'm going to be still, I'm going to be quiet and everything, but I wouldn't be mad if I jumped a big buck just to lay eyes on him. That way I can start hunting him. So anyway, I'll kind of talk about it along the way, and we'll see if we see anything, man. If not, this might just be chopped footage or fast forwarded. You can see the grind. We'll see. One thing I picked out whenever I was e-scouting is I think this spine of the ridge is going to be a main trail for them to go from bedding to food. I want to see if it's actually one of the better looking trails. I've yet to see it in person, but just by looking at the terrain tells me that there should be a trail here. I think I just heard something. I'm gonna follow. There's a creek right on this other side. I'm gonna follow this creek, and I'm gonna look for some deer tracks. Maybe a nice little creek crossing to set up on. I think that's the play. Look at this. We got browse. And then an absolute killer trail coming down off the spine. And then you have what looks to be a trail that goes down to the water, which I'm a dummy because I thought this creek would have been dried up by now. It's not. So I don't know what to do. Maybe I can make my way around it. probably need to come back. I could take my shoes off. I guess that's what we're doing. Oh, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Oh. A little cooler than I thought. Ouch. A little cooler than I thought, boys and girls. Ladies and gentlemen. Ooh. I can daggone tell you right now. I ain't walking a mile like this. All right. Well, I mean, at least I seen deer. These deer was bedding. It was two small deer, but they was bedding right underneath this pine, right in that shade patch. I don't know if my GoPro caught it or not, but right in there's where I want to scout. And my gosh, it looks thick. It looks super thick. Dude, I need to hunt this spot soon because it is absolutely littered with deer. I haven't seen any bucks yet, but they gotta be close. I'll be hunting this spot this week sometime. Alright. So, I seen 3 of the deer shoot out this hillside. I couldn't identify all but one of them. And the one that I could was a humongous doe. I mean huge doe. I'd have probably shot her. It was a big doe. But there must have been about 7 deer down in here. And the reason I think they're down here is because it's cooler. You got these steep hillsides, and then it's a flat bottom called a creek bottom. And I think that water from the creek is cooling them down just by keeping this bottom cooler. All right, I need to find a tree that I like. I want to be able to see that hillside Bad news is I gotta walk through the bedding. I might have to get in here pretty early. All right. So I guess I'm gonna try to hunt this place tomorrow. Ended up seeing like 7 deer. I am absolutely hurting. I mapped it out, and I barefooted that probably over a quarter of a mile, and that's just not the right thing to do. Smart thing to do would have just been came back and hunted it tomorrow, but no, I wanted to scout it first. Needless to say, my stinking feet hurt, bro. Like, the dullest of rocks that I'm stepping on right now are making me quench. It's definitely not the way to go. But I will tell you that I liked what I seen. So I guess I'll be either seeing you guys in the morning or seeing you guys in the next video. But until then, I will not catch y'all in the next creek bed. I'll catch you up on the ridge though.